I'm working on the toe kick. So this is the part that goes underneath the cabinets. And I really like this one. This one's got a lot of character. Now this is the luan they used in the ceiling. And there are some holes where this one has one. But if I put this on the top, another problem is this veneer is really thin. These are actually defects, but I kind of like the look of them. I picked that side. This side has the blowout from where the screw went through, where the head crushed it. This one's looking better now, but it just doesn't have the same character. Definitely notice that. But this one has no holage. Maybe I want this side. It's got a lot more character on it. I think I'm gonna put a stain on this side. Yeah, I'll have to sand it first. If you can see the line marks. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give that a sand, and it doesn't hurt to do the stain. I mean, it's just a little bit of stain. I'm using the stuff I picked up at the really good place, Old Masters. Seems to be pretty good. So we'll go ahead and sand that, and oh, hi. Come right in. Oh, gotta eat. Yep, and they're off. These little fucktards. Yeah, they do this for like 20 minutes and get some enjoyment. They really like the fact that they can run around the table now, and then they'll come over here and they'll jump over here and kind of do a circle, little figure eights. So still haven't got to this. There's a car stereo manufacturer that sells old modern stereos that look old, and it has adjustable knobs. You can adjust height and width, and I think I get this out of a display. And I may just do that. It's like $300, but it would have Bluetooth, it would have AM, FM, and it would look really cool. I mean, this is a gorgeous shape. I don't know any defects on this. Maybe that little tiny one there. That would make it very functional. That's not going to be functional. Like I said, you got to watch you don't go right through the veneer. It is super thin. I think it's, I mean, you can see, maybe you can see there, it's really thin. Anyhow, go ahead and let that sit for 30 minutes, and we're going to top coat it with some tung oil. Come on, goofball, go play with your little dog. Come on, go. Out. Coat of poly on there.
It's a gel coat now. It's really dried out. So I'm just gonna glommed it on there with a rag and rubbed it around. So it's definitely she's pretty tired, pretty dried out. So we'll let that dry overnight and give it another coat tomorrow. I think I'm gonna be happy with it. It's kind of hard to tell with the shine what it's gonna look like. Come on, go. We're kind of in Canton area, and boy, that smells good. It's 62 degrees today, so going for a little drive. I debated bringing the truck, but I thought the weather, I didn't realize, I thought it was gonna, I don't know, I didn't think it was gonna be 62, but the truck is completely full. I almost had to sit on it, and then I got a whole bunch of stuff back there, so it'll be interesting to see what we got. Clean up here, but I gotta move all that stuff, and then I gotta empty this. So yeah, I got stuff in the front seat, both rear seats, and this thing I had to kind of smash to get down there. So we gotta figure it out, or maybe I'll go in the basement and set up a table in there. I'm not quite sure. Got a work cut out for us, but it's 62 degrees and breezy. It's harder to move than I remembered. I'd try and jam the wheels up against the bump here and try and rearrange the stone, and it would prefer jumping over that 1-inch gap to moving on the wood. They're that heavy, if that makes sense. She's not happy. So at least we got most of our table back, so we'll start unloading. 128 holds more than you'd think. So we got this bin, box, pail. These, I think, are just full of sortings. Guy could use that. Nice bucket. Towing chain, that was actually why I bought that group. Tools, flags, miscellaneous. So I think I'm gonna start by emptying this one, because this one came with a free storage container. Then I think I'll empty that one in there and sort it into a pile of keep go, because I need to, some of this is going like this. I don't have a Craftsman leaf blower. So yeah, we'll donate that immediately. 5 flags, US flags, plant support. This will be handy. What looks to be a homemade T-square. So it hooks on and then it's a 90-degree angle. But it's also got these other weird, like round. I don't know. We'll keep that. We're gonna keep all this. The highlights would be this 2.5-inch Milwaukee power bit drill. This sucks it right in, and these work fast. My father-in-law had a set. I assume my brother-in-law has them now. Some friction tape, hand drill. You just pound on that into concrete to mix your hole. Another one. So some concrete bits, another hole saw. This is a punch-out tool. You put this between the sheet metal and you tighten it down, and it makes a hole. It's a green leaf. It's a 1/2-inch conduit size. This is scrap metal, whatever that is. It's magnetic though. Punch. So anyhow, we'll keep this. I'm gonna get rid of the keys. I don't have a need for the keys, but I did get the master key out. That was attached to there. We'll dig into the next box. A light fixture cover. Wire molding. I don't use that. USB cable. These are all hunting licenses, so we're just gonna file that in the trash. I like the safety pin, turkey tag from 2000, so we'll keep the safety pin. I think I may just take this whole thing and put it aside, because I got a lot to go through here. This is a little daunting. It's getting cold out too. Yeah, right in the trash. Mark's masking tape that is fairly old. We won't fight with that. We'll just okay. We're not making a lot of headway. We're just kind of opening things up and taking a look. Magic Shine. This is my to donate pile. GFCI breaker, which I think will fit my breakers. I think it will. Various tools. This is a Blue Point wrench. It's well used. Very long tape measure cloth. Some metric T-handled Allens, which is always handy. More drill hole saws. PVC cutter. bunch of various files. Space age adhesive. I haven't even got down to here yet. A couple of these are for plugging up your plumbing as your, I don't know why you do, if you're testing it. The things I've donated are fuses and just weird stuff that I'll never use. A pair of gloves. These look brand new from Marks. Top columns. Those are the bolts for concrete. Well, those are big ones too. Haven't really dug into here yet. Found this. I'm not sure what it is, but weird. It's concrete. I mean, this company that makes this drill bit of some sort also makes those, which is ironic. Anyhow, the sun's going down, so I think I'm going to pick this up. I don't know what I'm going to do with the lifetime supply of thread or cord. I definitely know what I'm going to do with that. That's going to go right in the basement, although I may sort this into that. Empty box. That's a bonus. Well, I'll put the to-goes there. Little planter basket. I found this initially. This is, I believe, for carrying milk cartons in the old days when you had milkmen, but this needs to be welded back together, but I think I can make a mess of that. Not a clue as to what the hell this is. It's chrome. It's some sort of, I don't know what it is. A tray that articulates and it folds up. Maybe it's for the car. I don't know. Big old rusty vise. This is another milk carton carrier, a metal one. Another made out of plastic. I'll donate that. Lifetime supply of drill bits that I never always use. So anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna just kind of box it up and before the sun goes away here. Did fill that up just later, but this is sharp. Folds up. And a lot of old black pipe fittings. Some good rust in there. Probably should just file these. Wouldn't use them in anything I really needed. Well, these would work. Anyhow, I'm gonna leave that out here for now. This is one of those grill motors. Can't see using that. I already have one for mine. And horseshoes. This one looks well used. So we'll go ahead and put these away and yeah, time to go inside. I'm tempted to just let her go. She wants to chase these squirrels so bad. She was over there and she forgot she was on the leash. She was hunched all down trying to be stealthy and then took off running and then wham! There's a lot of squirrels over there. Get the squirrel cam out. Squirrel cam. No, I can't let her go. She'll take off and not come back. This one eventually will come back. Eventually. Oh, I gotta reset her collar. The cellular isn't working. This is kind of a test because once she leaves the yard or like within 200 feet of the center of my property, the GPS is supposed to put her in outside her safety zone mode and then turn the cell on. And I haven't seen hers. Joe's was taking the dogs for a daily walk, and every day I'd see Moxie saying she left the zone when she was with the little one, and the little one never went off. So anyhow, I can't seem to get a status on the phone as to whether or not her cell's working. It is enabled. The battery's charged. Freestyle dinner making, shrimp and sweet potatoes with sauce. And plates are right handy for this because they're both. It's dry, but yesterday I found this cedar edge banding, so I cut a piece off. It has pre-glued on it, glue, enhance glue. So took the heat gun. You're supposed to use an iron, but I don't have an iron here. So I used a heat gun, and then I pressed with this wooden block, and I'm going to let it dry. The next step will be to trim it. I think I have an edge band trimmer somewhere around here. It's hard to use a razor blade because the razor blade wants to follow the wood grain, because this is real wood, as opposed to following the top. Should look for that. There it is. Enhance laminate trimmer. So we'll let that dry, and then I'll give it a little bit of stain and some little Varathane on there, and obviously the inside corner I don't have to worry about, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'll be cutting the inside corner to length and leaving that on the outside. Oh, good. Thought for a moment I'd done it crookedly. But I didn't. Well, I did do it vertically, but I can just kind of trim the edges and put some stain on there. Let that sit for about 30 minutes, and then we'll hit it with the polyurethane, and then we'll install them tomorrow. Supposed to sand this with a paper bag, smooth it out. There's some dust in there, and I probably will do that. So I gotta spray it a second time. Not that people are gonna be underneath there, feeling it up, but get some of this crap out of there. That shit in the can, I really shouldn't have used this since it's kind of chunky style. Very chunky style. I should probably keep this for some outdoor project. Store it in there. Okay. That's what it would have looked without the edge banding. This is what it looks with the edge banding. And again, that's going to show. So I just cut this to length. I just need to take a sliver off. I did in this corner, of course, the inside corner, so it won't show. And the other one's going to butt up against this. And then I think I'm just going to use a dab of construction glue, some floating glue, and press it in there. I did rip it down a little bit because it was just, it was pretty tight. So we'll go ahead and slap that in. And still having problems getting up. My leg does not like pushing me up, so I haven't figured out the right way to do it. At first I thought if I use my good leg, put that up, and then pull myself up, but then I found myself pushing with this one, it should hurt. If I do this one, it hurts because I'm pushing up, so I just need a third. Use my portable air tank. I've had this for about 10 years, and it's never held air, and now I see why. I kind of suspected this was the case. So I put 80 pounds of pressure in there, and I have this is the valve that goes to the hose, so it's not leaking out the hose, that's turned off. But it's definitely making some bubbles. Ants. So we'll go ahead and let the air out. When I looked at it, I realized I don't think they put any Teflon tape in the threads here in the master. It's in good shape. What I use this for? Well, obviously if somebody needs air, it's portable. So you can fill it up and take it places. But also, I use it for air nailers, which I'll be using shortly. So I figured if I'm going to drag it out, I might as well fix it. I washed it. I think I made it even worse. It's only got a few pounds of pressure in there too. Well, we'll go ahead and rip that out. As I suspected, absolutely nothing. Not pipe tape, or pipe compound, or Teflon tape. I think I put that one in there. And then it is a Campbell house fed, so it's not held. It's not like a Harbor Freight one. Harbor Freight one probably would have come with tape. Going to retape this one. The hose was a pain in the ass getting this off. We got it gassed up to right near the 100. I hear it leaking still. Out of here. It's not what I expected. Should be. Maybe that's the residue? Anyhow, we're gonna let it sit for a half hour. Another advantage of having this whole air is, of course, I can take it long places. 2009, so I probably bought it after that. Come on, dog. Come on. Moxie, I see your butt. Come on. What are you eating now? We're attempting to eat. Come on. Used a pin nailer. Very, very thin nails. I did test fire against the tank. And now we'll butt this one up against there, measure the distance, and cut that. And I'll trim it down a little bit so it doesn't quite jam in there. Use some liquid nails. Oops, better release that. I just kind of blobbed more where they blobbed the original blobs. That way it's got a blob support. We'll move on. Boy, those shims really stand out now, don't they? It's interesting. This is on tear out. So I'm using the miter saw to cut. And I was able to just skim the surface and see there's no tear up. But right here, the blade is such that I got to chop it down. And you can see there's visibly more tear off there. And there's like none there. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. This is the corner. But it is amusing that what a difference that makes. Now, if I really cared, I would put tape down there or score it with a knife. Score it with a knife probably would have been smartest. There. That's fancy. We open up one of the buckets. In the pictures, I thought this was a substantial chisel, like a chisel you could beat with a hammer to slice a piece of wood all the way down. It's not. It's an old hickory knife. I don't know if you can read the enhance blade here. Ontario knife, made in the USA. Anyhow, I'll probably replace that rivet and keep it. Not sure. Lots of little things here. A couple of interesting ones. This East Ohio wrench. So it's got like a screwdriver one end and then a fitting and two other fittings. So it's a multi-wrench. This doesn't have any numbers on it, but it looks kind of like one you'd fit in a, it's a weird size, 1/4 inch 12, 15, 16, 14. Looks like something you'd find like in a toolkit for like an old car, but I don't see any markings on there. I may Google that with Google search image. These are nice. These mark right on metal, and they don't wear off when you heat them up. I forget what they're called, but it's a mineral. A bunch of blades. This one's interesting. It's made in the USA. Enhance. It's a 1/2 so it has like a spludger and a cleaner and a tamper. I know what this is. This is for pipe smoking. Yeah. So you can clean your pipe out. You can ream it out with this. Then you can plunge your tobacco in there. Old, nice nail set. Some taps. I've cleaned up a couple of them. A couple of auger bits. Some old-fashioned drill bits. Kind of unique screwdriver. I haven't cleaned that part off yet, but I like the steel on that. Chisels, some files, little files, to figure out how to clean those up. That was not part of that. Little tiny auger bit. She's cute. I'm gonna call her Augie. This is a masonry bit, I think. Yeah, big old masonry bit in its protective container, and some more chisels. So we'll clean some of those up, and this is the pile of stuff I'm donating. So those donating meaning scrap, not donating. Just some scrap metal. I'll probably keep the longer pieces for projects, but like these worn out Allen keys, it's all bent up and it's not metric. Some sort of clamp or something. This is a pretty heavy duty, nice clip, but I'm donate this. I don't know what this is for. Needs a little tune up. And this is always handy, little razor blade cutter. Yeah, did come out before. Another hand drill. You just bash on it and turn it. These are kind of unique, little safety scissors, but they're curved. I'm not quite sure why. It says something made with steel and hands. That says, I can't read it. I'll clean that up. This I haven't quite figured out yet. Seems to be full of just sand, but there's something metal in there, or maybe there isn't. I don't know. I think it's for just beating on things, like you're doing like sheet metal. You want to beat on it, but you want it to conform, not just crease. Then these, I should know what these are for. They're outdoor fittings or something. Bunch of hooks, some little pulleys. These are just cute. I don't know why you'd ever need a pulley that size, but we'll keep that for something. So yeah, we'll Google on those two. Glass cutter. Oh, a leather punch, number 4. So it's got a little hole there. Unfortunately, it was full of leather, so I used a drill bit and cleaned that out. That took a few moments of time. So, yeah, unique, nothing earth-shattering. Moving on to the next bucket. A nice Greenlee auger bit for electrical. Weird little plastic tin. What's up with that? Indicator paper? I should know what that's for. Something in there. Nice paintbrush. It's a little stain, but she's a 100% tapered nylon. Feels nice. Anyhow, we'll go through that bucket. Looks like a mix of tools and supplies. Ooh, a pencil. And it's from the Wayne Savings Bank. There you go. Finding a lot of electrical parts, like conduit fittings, lamp parts, numbering for numbering things, outlets, miscellaneous drill bits, more pulleys, pulleys, a rain brand wrench. I don't know what kind it is. It's 9/16. Patented. More weird electrical things. You plug this into a light bulb and it becomes a light bulb and an outlet. Screwdriver. Then there's some plumbing parts in there and general factors, so nothing goes shattering. I did find a pocket door hinge. So this goes in the pocket door, and you pull this out, and then it becomes a handle. So this stays on there, and you can pull the pocket door closed and put that with our other pocket door hinge. Because we do have 2 pocket doors now. So we'll see if that still works. Marks. That's a sign it was fairly old. More plumbing parts. Just miscellaneous. No idea what that is. No plastic. Door stops. Something electrical. I wonder how that is. Anyhow, again, nothing earth-shattering. Nice screwdriver. I think this is a Craftsman. Yes, it is. She's a little well used, but tune that up on the old grinder there. Door hinge, locks, hinges. It's a hinge of some sort. Anyway, keep on going. File, a lot of files. Gotta Google how to clean files. You don't want to put them on the wire wheel because that wears them out from the whole purpose of being a sharp file. That's a grounding log. That is a shoe polish. File that over there. That's cute. Little aluminum hook. For locking up dogs. Yeah, anyhow. A spark plug. Autolite. Nice. One a little rich there. A lot of black deposits there. Oh, another one. This is ironic because I thought I saw one before. And then ooh, aluminum. This is another way of doing a pocket hole. You put this in there and then it becomes a pull. This thing's got me a little confused. It looks like an antenna mount. And it's probably for a boat because this looks stainless steel. I don't know where to put that one. Oh, aha! A very old, abused snap-on socket. Snap-on. Enhance snap-on. Electrical tester. That tests to make sure your wires are outlet. Probably. Oh, these are nice. So this is an old-fashioned beer can opener. So this is Old Dutch variant. And in the old days, before the 70s, you didn't have a pull tab. You had a steel can where you had to open it up like a can of beans. Except they had a can of liquor inside. God damn, this thing's well used. That is. I don't even have to clean that one carefully. This is one of those plumbing fixtures I use on hoses a lot. You pull this back and then the plumbing fixture comes out. So it's kind of plumbing for hoses outside. And then I did find a typewriter wheel. So in the old days, for an IBM typewriter, there's your wheel. And it has all the letters on there. It would spin and they were really fun to watch. And you can tell it's round. So it would tilt and go back and forth. It's definitely an IBM. And the font type is Remington Enhance. So that's kind of cool. This is a hole saw arbor. Remember that. We'll put that in there. That's a nice little kit right there. I think this is, yes, it's a tub spout. I guess we'll put that in there. Been putting the fasteners in a special tin. Wood screws. So, yeah, carry on. Oh, wait, what's this? Spanner wrench. Looks like it's, oh, wow. Yeah. It's a 1-inch spanner wrench. That's cool. I don't use that very often. Oh, I thought I got a hooker. Nice. These are very lightweight. They're not made of steel. Maybe zinc on the drill bit. So, yeah. Got most down the end of the bucket. Just miscellaneous hinges, fittings, Allen keys, drill chucks, plumbing parts. These are for toilets. Seat to be down. Pull string's electric. That came with a bug attached to it. Where he went. Anyhow, oh, what's it? Oh, that's a valve seat cleaner, I think. It's unique. Another fitting for a hose. So, yeah. What did I find interesting? Flame spreader. You hook this on your torch. Makes a big flame. That's a hose fitting for this. Oh, the snap-on. I cleaned it up. It is definitely snap-on. You can tell by the name. Snap-on. It's got a part number, which I'll Google. But what's interesting is that it has a rubber insert inside there. And it's shallow. I almost thought it was like for a spark plug, but it's a little small for a spark plug. Shoehorn from Harry L. Smith Quality Shoes, Canton, where I got this stuff was near Canton. Another beer can opener. This one literally says beers. Augustine Gam. Some coping saws. This is also a bottle opener. I think this is for milk bottles, which makes sense because we found milk bottles. It's pretty good shape. So, oh, this is a conduit cutter. A Miller conduit cutter. Miller? Cable puller, they call it. Ripper. Patent pending. Hope they got their patent. I'll basically put it around the Romex, the plastic wiring, which I have a wrench right there. And this clamps on there, and then it rips it with that little ripper right there. So, yeah, I'm going to go on to the next one. Oh, this is a kitchen implement. Some sort of peeler. They have a name on it. I thought that was interesting. Put that in the, I don't know, bucket. Yeah, so to the next one. I think we're going to do that one next. I'd already shown this one off. There's a PVC pipe cutter that's kind of handy. I just kind of rearranged, put all the reciprocating bits in here, and this is a little custom. Little brazing down there. Fun fact, these are called Allen keys because the Allen Manufacturing Company designed these. So this is an Allen. And it's even got a little Allen key holding the Allen key in. So this one's definitely not going to be metric, but we'll keep that one. That's kind of cool. Another spade bit. So we're going to go into that pile. There's another breakdown of this later on, but for now we'll do that. Oh, and it looks like he bent this himself. Made this little toolbox, a little friction tape in there. We got these are drill bits, very nice antique Craftsman file handle. I'm putting all the old-fashioned auger bits, these bits in here, and you know they're really old when they don't have a size, they have a number. This is a number 8, which I think is a 1/2 inch. I think it goes by quarters, so 8 quarters is a 1/2 inch. There's number 7, number 4. Opening this box up here, I'm finding things like a Klein 1/2 inch nut driver. I know it's Klein because it barely says Klein tools there. Barely Klein. This is really handy. This is a rethreader. So if you've got an electrical box and the threads are messed up on the electrical box, you've got all these different kinds of thread cleaners. And it just, obviously it goes small to big as it goes in, and you got the other side too. I have one of these, but this, I used it a few weeks ago, it was broken, and then it's got the sizes written on there. Enhance, unenhance, enhance, unenhance. Anyhow, the sizes are written on there, so that'll be handy. So we'll just keep plodding through. There's all sorts of stuff in there. These are interesting. Some old school long needle noses. I'll clean those up in a moment. So I should probably go to sleep. This is quite a find. I've been looking for one of these. So this allows you to quickly change the blades. It's a keyhole saw. It's an old antique one. I have blades. I didn't have the handle. So that's kind of cool. These are really nice, except Utica, the tip's been smashed off. So I don't know if I'm going to keep those or not. They're on the edge right there. Shit ton of screwdrivers. Some of them Craftsman. Lots of scrapers, cutting knives. This one's a nice Stanley. I like the wood on this. It's nice wood. Allen key sets. I don't know what these are called, but these are handy when you need them. Another nice cutting knife. Couple tape measures. Stanleys are nice. These are Lufkins. These are nice too. Just heavy duty. Well used. So I'll clean up the screwdrivers and donate this. This is what I thought was a carpenter's chisel. The way it was laying, it looked like that was an angle, and I don't know what the heck this is. I mean, you see the knurling on there, like it's a file, but why would the file be convex? Like they ground it flat? I don't. So it looks like a file somebody's modified into like a lathe tool or something. It's just weird. The handles seen better days. And again, it's got that. Geez, I don't know what that is. Maybe I could sharpen it into making this a long chisel so you could just hammer something down. But then you can't really hammer on that. So yeah, that box is empty. These are the really interesting ones I separated over here. One, this is a tool that looks a little unique, and it's an oxy weld. I think it's for tanks, for putting the valves on and off. Like in here, something like that. An older one. But Oxweld, I believe, is a welding company. These are just nice. They glide nice. Been well used. No name on them. Just a nice pair. I like the knurling on there. Hildebrand, her brand, I think is an automotive tool, but you can see it's really thin and it gets into tight spots, and like for hose clamps, I'm not quite sure. It's made in the U.S. It looks like an automotive tool. This, I'm going to go on a whim and say is a car spoke nipple turner. See how deep it is, and it like curved to get in. But then it's machined like crap. Like it's just kind of ground. See all the grind marks on there? There's no name on there. Might be a Google image thing, search. Another cute little wrench. Now this one has a number on it, 199 and H or I or 11 or I don't know what that is. That screams old tractor or car. These I think were part of a set because you could put a pin through there. Only found two. So the box end is one size smaller than this. So this is 3/4. That's 7/16, 9/16, and then you got 5/8. So very nice. Made in USA. And then these boys, this took about 10 minutes to clean up. These are scissors made in Italy, and they've had a rough life. I don't know what happened, but I tightened them, I cleaned them, and they're a little too tight right now, but they run true. You could hear how there's no gap there. They would run, they would cut well. Again, they were really abused. They had paint and tar all over them. You can still see some tar up there. But what caught my eye is Italy, and they felt nice. This is super loose. I tightened the crap out of that. Put that there. And then we have this. I've never seen one of these. I've heard about these. So, yeah. This is like a multi-tool. It's got a little pair of pliers on it. There's a little handle, and then I think you can use that as a tool. Great, just that's a good idea. And then it's got a blade, and then it's got like an a reamer, a fairly substantial one. I had to use, there's a hole right there to get it out. I'd use a screwdriver to get it out. Let's see if nope, I didn't open it up enough. Pause. That's an indication of the manufacturer, but I can't read it. I want to say it's like World War II age. That blade has seen some better days. And then the auger, I can't get out with my fingers, but you can see it's got a long, that's good for tapping like a wine barrel. Again, I've seen this on YouTube. Somebody said it was like the world's first multi-tool, which technically it has 3 tools on it. So it's very cool. Brass, solid brass. I think I could put a better edge on that. But yeah, that was an unexpected find. So where are we at? So electricals, stuff to go in the basement, supplies, plumbing. I'm going to go through this a second time and make a donate pile. I mean, there's some things in here. Don't really do that. Now what I'll do is I'll clean it up and I'll tune it up. So like I'll make the tip somewhat flat so it's usable. Most of those are crap. The Craftsman ones that theoretically I could return, get new ones. I don't know what's going on with this one. It looks like it had the sleeve to have a little metal tabs or crimp on there, but it's stuck on there. Yeah, like this. This is just a classic, but and at some point I'll go through the drill bits and clean those up. Oh, no, that was just garbage. A lot of tools. I thought this was going to be another one of those wrenches for here, but it's completely different style. And you got another one. This is a thick one. This one looks, it's a 12-14, but it says 1/4, but that's not 1/4. It's weird. Again, I think this is like a tractor kind of thing on there. We looked at this one before. This is the East Ohio gas. So I'm getting there. Then I got some bigs in here. Those all the crap I was definitely going to donate, just like flashlights, old clamps. I think we went through here. I think I went through most of that. This looks like electrical conduit. Horsehair brush for cleaning off your workbench. Spray for marking. It sprays upside down. Some straps, some hanging wire. That's for spreading like tile adhesive. Some more big chisels, well used. Grind that crap off the top. Paint scrapers, hacksaw. These quite interesting. GE, this side out. I think these are for lights, like caps for like a light on a street light. And there's a whole bunch of them. I'll probably give them to Joe. They're used for putting underneath plants that like to leak. Another brush, a hand broom. Ooh, and some brand new. Always need new hacksaw blades. So, yep, getting down there. Oh, yeah, we went to States. Well, we went to a church that sells used stuff. I think people donate. I don't know what she wants to do with that. So that was $5. And then we got this thing that folds up. That's kind of cool. So, yeah, it is 11 midnight, so I probably should go to bed. Dumped about 4 inches of snow today. So, working on the shelves to go on top of the cabinets. So I put this edge bead on there, or edge trim. This was a challenge in several ways. One, it's so long that holding it down and keeping it straight was hard. The other one was getting to stick. I probably, in hindsight, should have filled in any gaps. The other problem is that the grain kind of like reverses. So when you're cutting, if you're cutting with the grain and the grain goes like this, then when you're cutting, it wants to go like that. Or it's hard to cut if it's going like that. And then it would it would go this way and then it would go this way. It was kind of difficult. So I got it in the corner here. This piece is the one that's going to go on the south wall. That means nothing to you. Anyhow, I put my first coat of polyurethane. I stained it twice. This one here, I was going to put the piece of trim on, but this had separated, so I glued it. I'm gonna just let that sit overnight, but I got the edge banding on here. There's a couple of little goose in there, but you won't notice. Plus, it's gonna be, 8 feet high, 7 feet high. So we'll let that incubate. Oh, this is the top side. I just wanted to put some sort of finish on there in case anybody ever looked up there. I'm gonna polyurethane both sides, more because of moisture. I don't want this to warp or anything. Though being plywood, it tends not to warp, but it doesn't hurt to just give it a spray at each side. So later this evening, I'll spray the other side of that. Oh, fuck. Ow. Yeah, that hurts when you stand on a nail. So